Okay, today we will see the another module. AOP. Let me type something so that AOP. So what is mean by AOP? AOP means accept oriented programming.
Yeah.
So what is the purpose of this module is, let's suppose, what is the purpose of this the main purpose of this module is, say for instance, if you are doing one transaction, what you will do, um, first you will debit amount from account 1, correct?
Yeah.
After that you have to credit the amount account 2, correct?
Yeah.
So this is your transaction, just an example. So this is your work basically. So before doing the work, so if you want to log some information, if you want to track some information, like before debiting the amount, like what is the existing amount, before doing some debit the amount, before doing the debit the amount, what is the current existing amount? Okay, and when the you are trying to debit the amount, date basically,
Yeah.
and from which machine, from you had to send request, right? So what is the request IP number, just an example.
Yeah.
So what is the amount existed in the current account, and when the debit is happening, and from which IP address you got that request.
Yeah.
So just to track, so that in future, right, so that if you want to see this information, when this amount was debited, from which IP address the request came, from which machine that request came, all those things, correct?
Yeah.
These are the some of the information if you want to track before doing the debit. Okay,
Yeah.
how to track it? Okay, that is one question. No, that is one usage.
Yeah.
And the second usage, okay, just assume your debit is successfully completed.
Yeah.
Okay? After that, what is the existing amount?
Okay.
Okay, from which from which IP address the request came, whether the debit is success or not,
Okay.
success or not. If in case if it is failure, why it failure? What is the exception message?
Okay.
So these are the things I want to track as part of my transaction.
Yeah.
This is one example. So you can consider you can consider these scenarios for any function or any API. So basically, your main method is debit account. This is one method, just assume. So before debiting the amount, what you want to do? So when you are trying to do the debit, what you want to do? Once the debit is done successfully, what you want to do? If the debit failed due to some exception, how to track that exception message?
Okay.
So these are the things. Basically, you can say this is mainly used to log the logging purpose.
Okay.
So if you want to log some of the information when we are trying to call some function, how to log that messages. So before calling the method, what is the information you want to log? Okay. While invoking your method, what message you want to log? Once the method execution is done, what what messages, what thing, what are the information you want to log? If the exception occurred while invoking your method, what message you want to log? So how to log these messages? What is the steps? So these are the main usage of this module. Okay,
Yeah.
and here right, like I said, advice. So what is here advice? There is a term called advice we are using over here. So when we are calling a method, so that particular part or portion is called advice. So we have to insert some code, right? To log this information, we have to write some piece of code, and we have to call this particular code at particular point, right?
Yeah.
So this one we used to call it as advice. So there is different types of advice. One is before advice, okay, and over the advice, and after advice, and some exception advice. Means these are the different types of advice. Anyway, we will see these types while experimenting with example. Means before advice, after advice, over the advice, exception advice, something like that. Advice means a piece of code which will track some information.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is just theoretically what is the usage and some example of usage. Okay. Now we will see the example. So as part of this example, right? So we are not copy paste any libraries. We are not doing any copy paste.
Okay.
Basically, why we are not doing any that copy paste of this one, we are using Maven. So if you use Maven build tool, so Maven is a build tool basically. So we have to give the dependency. So what are the libraries you need? So we have to mention the dependency libraries into pom.xml. So this is my pom.xml. So if you see the pom.xml, so this is my dependency. So how many dependencies is there? One is JUnit, and second one is Spring Framework,
Yeah.
and a CGlib. So basically three dependencies is there. So first dependency is for JUnit purpose, okay, and the second things are for Spring libraries whatever we are using, correct?
Yeah.
So these are the dependencies is required for this project. Okay, and if you see here, you will see the dependency group ID, artifact ID, and version, correct? And you will see another scope is test. So what is the purpose of scope test? You know, so whenever we are adding this dependency, it will download some libraries, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, after that, what we will do? We are creating a jar, correct? Finally, we will create jar and we will deploy our jar into server, correct?
Right.
So if you will add scope equal to test, what will happen, so these jars will not be part of your final jar. Why? Because so these jars are required only for JUnit purpose, correct?
Yeah.
So JUnit will be executed before creating the package final version. So before creating the package, just execute your JUnits. If JUnits are successful, then only create the final version. Otherwise, don't create it.
Okay.
It's a life cycle basically. So in that case, don't include these jars. Okay, what we are doing? First, we have a Java files, correct?
Yeah.
For Java files, we have to convert to .class files, correct?
Yeah.
.class. After that, what we have to do? Once the conversion is done, we have to execute JUnits, correct? If JUnits are successful, then you have to create a jar file. Jar or var, correct?
Yeah.
So in this case, if JUnits execution is done successfully, the dependencies, do we need to copy into the jar? It's not required, right?
Yeah. It's not required. Yeah.
Yes, if you mention the scope is a test, these dependencies, whatever we are adding, so that will not be moved into the final jar. So inside your final jar, only your main code, Java related, whatever you have written, so that the code plus other dependencies will be there. So these dependencies will be there, and these dependents will not be moved because scope equal to test. Means it is available only for JUnit running purpose. After that, it will not included in final package or final var. You got it right now?
Yeah.
Okay, rest of things, group ID, artifact ID, jar version, all those things, and name of the project, and this URL also it is not required. These are optional things.
Yeah.
This form is clear, right?
Yeah. So CGLib is using why? Because it's also
CGLib also, this is for Spring purpose. You want to see which lib, if you want to see what is the libraries of this dependency, I can show you how to see the dependency. Let me open with Maven form editor. The same pom.xml I'm opening in a different way. So this is our pom.xml, correct?
yeah.
So if you want to know what is the if you want to know what are the libraries got downloaded as part of this dependency, just press Control and you can see their hand symbol.
Yeah.
Click here and you can able to see the libraries. So you can see dependencies. I think we have to do Maven install one time. Libraries are not there. Let me do. CG libraries also it is required for Spring framework. If you see our old projects, will see that CG library also. You open the CG library or dependent library for Spring. I mean, if you see here, there is so many jars is there, right?
Yeah.
So these jars required that CG library. So basically, indirectly, that will be referred from the main Spring framework jars. So that purpose, it will be download dependent. I mean, jars you can see. So this one. So basically, this jar is required for Spring framework. Dependent jars basically.
Okay.
Yes. Now if you see here, right? It's got stuck. Basically, so these are the libraries it got downloaded from that dependency. So these are the first dependency, JUnit and CGlib library.
Yeah.
Okay, and the rest of the things are from Spring framework.
Okay.
Spring, common logging, and ASM. So these are downloaded from the as part of Spring library dependency. Got hang. I'm opening again back. Okay, that's okay. That is fine. Okay, we'll continue. We'll continue. Okay, let me clean. Hey, this jar is missed. Okay, let me copy this jar into my JDK. It got deleted. Program files, Java, JRE, lib. Okay, so that jar got deleted for one of the testing purpose. I removed it. I added. Okay, as part of my J, I mean JDB, I mean J development. Okay, now so now this pom.xml is clear, right?
Okay, so pom.xml Well, as you said, uh, JUnit actually used for only for the JUnit purposes. Okay.
Correct. Yes,
So,
yes.
so do I need to always add the JUnit?
Yes, you have to add. Why you need to add, right? So whenever you are creating your jar, see here, JUnits also running. Did you see there? Tests are running. If tests are successful, so one test is run and all no failures, then
Yeah,
only it will create final jar. See, jar is created.
yeah.
So if
So
once, yeah.
before creating a jar, first we need to run the test by
So
using the
yeah,
JUnit.
it's a life cycle basically. So Maven having its own life cycle. If you don't want to run JUnits also, you can able to do that one. So Maven follow so this life cycle. First, it will do, it will compile all the Java files into dot class files.
Yeah,
Okay, what it will do? Step one, compile. Okay, before that, what it will do? It will clean the all existing dot class files. Okay, after that, what it will compile. It will compile the Java files and it will convert to dot class files. Okay,
yeah,
there is two types of dot Java files is there we have. One is under source. We have under SRC you have two folders. Did you see that?
yeah,
Main and test. So under
yeah.
test, right, you have all your JUnits. So these are JUnits. Under test, you will see your JUnits. So this is one of the JUnit. Okay.
Yeah.
Under test, you have some JUnit files. Under main, you have your own business logic related Java files. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
There are two types of Java files. One is main Java classes, another is JUnit related Java class. Okay. So if you want to convert only, if you want to compile only main Java classes plus or JUnit related Java classes, you can able to compile it. So how to compile it? I'll tell you. See, just right click here. First, what I will do, just I will do clean.
Yeah.
Clean, what it will do, it will remove all the existing dot class files and it will remove all the existing jars. Did you see there under target? What you will see? Nothing. Everything is blank.
Yeah.
Correct? You don't have any dot class files. Did you see did you see any dot class files?
Yeah. All clean.
Nothing, right? So now what I want to do, I want to I want to compile only my main Java classes. Under main, whatever files is there, I want to compile only that one. So how to compile only that files? Just right click here, go, run as, select the option, build, Maven build and three dots. Maven build and three dots. Okay,
Yeah.
click here. What you want to do? Compile. Just compile and click on run. So what it will do? It will compile all the classes available under main, not under test, under main. So again, you'll see there is some issue. This jar is removing. This jar got removed. Yes. Okay, now the jar is available. Let me refresh it. Let me clean. Yes, now it is success. So basically, right, this Maven having its own life cycle. So the life cycle steps are like build the jar, build all the Java files, generate the dot class files. Okay, first if you want, it will clean all the existing dot class files and it will remove all the existing dot class files or jars. Okay, after that, what it will do, it will compile all the Java files, main Java classes plus JUnits. Okay, after that, what it will do, it will execute the JUnits. Okay, if JUnits are successful, it will create the jar or var. Okay,
Yeah.
so these are the life cycle of the JUnit. So if you want to skip anything, you can able to skip, but generally it will follow these are the life cycle. Let's suppose if you don't want to generate the JUnit dot class files, you can able to do it. If you don't want to execute JUnits, you can able to do that one also. If you want to generate only jar without executing the JUnits, that also you can able to do it. But these are the life cycle of a creating, a build. It's the life cycle of the Maven. It will follow when we're
Oh,
creating a var, so that you can ensure before creating your final version, you can execute all your JUnits so that you can ensure your code is working correct.
yeah.
If JUnits are failing, means it's no use of creating jar or var, correct.
Yeah.
If it is if your code is wrong, then no need to create var or jar, or don't give to some others, correct.
Yeah.
Just to make ensure your code is working, it will run JUnits. It will see everything is success, then only it will create. Otherwise, it will say these are the failures, but still it will create it. But you can able to see the report. So these many test cases are failed. So it will clean all the existing files and it will compile and it will create the dot class files. Then it will execute the JUnits. Then it will create the var file.
Yeah.
So in this case, once JUnits are successful, after that, what it will do, it will remove the all dependency jars from the final var. It will not include. Why? Because it is not required, right? It's that JUnit dependent libraries are only to execute your JUnits, correct?
Yeah.
So that's what you can mention scope as a test. Then it will not be included in your final version.
Okay.
So that scope test is clear right now.
Yeah.
Yes, now I can tell you how that CG lab is coming, how the dependencies are coming. Okay, let me spend another minute. So Maven form. So these are the dependencies. If you want to see the dependencies, first we added one dependency called JUnit, correct?
Yeah.
Basically, we added three dependencies. One is the JUnit dependency, and another one is Spring, and third one is CGlib, correct?
Yeah.
So these are the main three dependencies we added as part of our pom.xml, correct? So this
Right.
is one thing, and another thing, correct, three. But how many jars it got added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five libraries got downloaded, but we added dependency only three, correct?
Yeah.
So how the other two came into the picture?
Okay.
So that if you want to know, right? See common logging, how it came. We didn't add it, correct?
Yeah.
ASM we didn't add it. So how it came? So if you want to know that others jars why it came, for which part of the jar it came, right? So just right click here, Spring, and you can able to see this one. See here, you have one tab here, Dependency Hierarchy.
Right.
Hey, it's not downloading. Yes. So if you open that Spring, right, so you can see there you will see the dependency. You will see common logging somewhere, common file upload, common logging and all. Yes, so this is the dependency. So basically Spring is depend on this library.
Yeah.
So this is not your pom.xml. This or the Spring framework pom.xml. So basically Spring framework depends on this library.
Yeah.
So that's what Spring framework is downloading, this common logging.
Yeah.
Okay. The similar way ASM also you can, I think you can see somewhere ASM. ASM also will be part of.
Yeah.
Basically it will display here, but there is some problem in my local. It's not displaying here. See ASM also it is part of Spring library, ASM and common logging.
Yeah.
So these two came from Spring library. Right. If you are downloading a particular jar called a.jar, if a.jar is depend on some other b.jar, so what it will do, b.jar also it will be downloaded.
Yeah.
So that way you will see some other extra jars also.
So mainly AOP is using for tracking the parts of all the parts of
Correct,
a.
correct. Yes, to log the information.
Okay.
My Eclipse is not working. Hey. Now we will see that examples. I mean, what are the files I have written? So in this case, I mean, I have not included any jar, so that jars will be downloaded as part of your pom.xml.
Excellent.
So what are the dependencies you are adding? So based on that, it will be downloaded. If you remove the dependency, the jars also will be removed from your project.
Yeah.
So I will show. I will remove one of the dependency, and you will see the jar will be removed from the dependency.
Yeah.
Still, it is loading.
So in uh, Spring actually total we finished IOC, MBC, and now working on the AOP.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
so there is a total how many models?
It is there other models, but other models are not important. These are the main models we have to learn.
Okay.
These are the important models you will ask in interview. Also only these models, and you will be working on these models only.
Okay.
And yes, now let me add it. And it will hang. Oh. Now if you see here, we have a Maven dependency, and how many total 5 jars is there? Correct.
Right.
So what I will do, I will remove one of the dependency, JUnit dependency. I will remove it. So then what will happen? Immediately Maven what it will do? It will remove this jar.
Okay.
So when I will add it back again, you will get this jar back.
Okay.
If I'll touch my pom.xml, my Eclipse is going to hang. So what I will do, I will remove this dependency, JUnit dependency. I delete it, just save. And did you see there
Yeah, it's
JUnit?
gone.
So that way you can able to maintain. Now I added, did you see that JNet?
Yeah.
So that much fast, so you no need to download any jars. If I'll remove the Spring framework, you see how many jars will be removed. All Spring related gone, correct? If I'll add it back, it will
So
download it.
ASM is automatically coming now.
Yes, it's automatically it will download. You no need to specify any jar, just you have to mention the dependency, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, now go back to our main program. So inside src under main, under Java, so I have written some Java files. Under resource I copied my XML. Okay, under resource you can copy all your XMLs and properties files. Under main Java you can write your Java files. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me open some of the examples. So this is my main service, customer service.
Okay.
I have written one simple service. Okay, here right, as part of my service there is two fields, name and URL.
Yeah.
I want to set the values by using the set name and set URL.
Okay.
Okay, two fields and set name and set URL. I want to set the value by using these methods.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you will see some three APIs or three services. Print name, it will print the some information. Print URL, and it will print some URL information. Print throw exception, what it will do? It will throw some exception. Basically, these are my services.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are some information to set the values, and these are my services: print name, print URL, and print throw exception.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my main services. Okay, main service. So whenever I'm calling this service, where I need to create an object, right? To invoke these services, I need an object, correct?
Yeah.
So for that, I need to create an object. So I will not create an object directly. What I will do, I will create an object by using inversion of controller, IOC method. Sorry, IOC module. The first one.
Okay.
So what I will do, I will create a bean. Did you see that bean? ID equal to customer service, class equal to my full class name. I have two fields, name and URL, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm assigning the value by application something.
Yeah.
So basically I have created an object. So by using this bean, what I can able to do, it will create an object, correct?
Yeah.
And it will assign values.
Right.
My object, so that by using this ID I can able to access the object, and I can able to call these other services. What is the other services? Print name, print URL, correct?
Yeah.
So these are my services, and so this is my service and this is my bean I created so that I can able to access my method. Okay, now go to my main class. Now go back to my main class. So this is my main class. So here what I'm trying to do, I'm getting the object. Just I'm adding my Spring customer.xml and I'm getting the object application context dot get bean. So I'm getting the customer service object. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Finally, I got my customer service object. Now what I want to do, I want to call one of the service called print name. Customer
Okay.
service dot print name. Just I'm trying to call one of the services.
Okay.
The rest of the things are commented. If you see here, everything is commented. Only customer service dot get print name is enabled.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you see here, customer service dot print name, what it will do? Just it will
Custom.
print some information, correct?
Yeah.
So let me run it and we will see what it will do. So if you see here, what method you are trying to invoke?
Print name.
Print name, my method name. What is the arguments here? Nothing, correct? Do
Nothing.
you are passing anything?
No.
No. So this is your before invoking the method, what you want to do. Before method hijacked. Just I have written this information. I will show you this information from where it is printing. Okay.
Okay.
And this is your main method, customer name, my application. So from where it is coming, go to your customer service, customer name, colon, some name, correct?
Yeah.
So this is your main method, execution. So this line is your main method execution, correct?
Yeah.
And before executing your main method, so you are printing something.
Yeah.
Once your main method execution is done, means this line is execution is done, also you can able to print something, correct?
Okay.
Now you can able to do something like before execution, over the execution, or execution is done, you are tracking some information, correct?
Yeah.
So how we are tracking? What are the interfaces or what are the things we have to add to log this information? So now we will see that. Let's suppose, let me call this method customer website. So it will display customer website colon and some information, correct?
Yeah.
So let me call this print URL method also. So let me comment this one. So I want to call print URL service.
Excuse me.
So print URL. So what method I am calling?
Print your.
URL and no arguments. And before hijacking, before invoking the method, and this is my main method, customer website and some name. So if you see here, this print URL method, it displaying customer website colon some information, correct?
Yeah.
Right. After that, once your main method is execution is done, I'm printing again some other information.
Yeah.
So how to track this information before executing your main method and after execution your main method is done? So for that, what we have to do? So there is some other interfaces I have created. So
Okay.
let me open this method. So write a class hijack, not go to offer before. First you will see before. So write a simple class public. See, this is a Java class, plain simple Java public class. Write with your name. Hijack before method. You can give any name of your class before executing your main method. Implements method before advice. So this is an interface. This is an interface. You have to implement it, and inside the interface there is a method called before, and these are the arguments. And
Okay.
what you want to track, you can able to track here, and you will get everything here. Which method you are trying to call, and what is the arguments of that method, and target. Target kind means it's kind of results.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to track some information before invoking your main method, so you need to implement this interface. Also we have to register these classes, I will tell you later. Okay, first we have to implement this interface before advice,
Okay.
method before advice, and this is the method we have to override it. And here you can track whatever you want to track, but here I'm not tracking anything, just I'm displaying one message.
Okay.
So this class is clear, right? Before
Okay.
method.
I have a question. Is that
Yeah.
actually,
Mhm.
public void before, and in the bracket you write three things. One is the method, object, and object target.
Uh-huh.
So is it fixed for every times or?
Yes, these arguments are fixed. So this method you are getting basically from this interface.
Okay.
So what it will give, method means which method you are trying to invoke, the method related information you will get from this method.
Yeah.
And what is the arguments of that method?
Okay.
And what is the arguments? Right now we are not passing any information. Arguments means you will see here. Are you passing anything here? Print name, print URL, like string, integer, something like that.
Yeah.
So if you want to track that information, so that you can able to track it. Arguments. Okay. And object target you will see later. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can log the information whatever you want to log, or you can connect to database, everything.
Okay.
This is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the similar way, before method and after method. After method also same. After running advice, and here also you have return value, method, argument. So here you will get some extra information. What is this return value? So once method execution is done, it will return something, right? It may return something or it may not return something, correct?
Yeah.
You are executing some other print URL, correct? So
Yeah.
sometime it will return some value, sometime it will not return. If it is a void, then it will not return any value, correct?
Yeah.
So if you want to track that one, what value it got written, so you will get here return value.
Yeah.
So if you want, you can save into database or something like that. So
Yeah.
this method, after returning method, you will get from the after return advice interface.
Yeah.
So this is second one. And the third one is, so let's suppose when you are calling a method, if some exception came, if some exception came in your main method, like print URL, print website, something, if some exception came due to some illegal issues, then you can able to track. If you want to track some information, then you can is throw advice and override this method. Then you can track here, exception occurred, this is the time, this is the issue, this is the message.
Yeah.
So you can able to track it here, correct? Before
Yeah.
method, after method, and around method. So what is this around method? When original method is executing, what you want to do? Before method, after method, and when main method is execution is happening, what you want to do? So that you can track here. Around method. So around method having, we have to implement one interface called method interceptor. So here there is a method called invoke. Okay. So
Yeah.
here you will see the method name you saw right here previously. Where is that console? So method name, it is printing print URL, correct?
Yeah.
So how you are getting which method you are calling? So that we are using here. See here, method name, method invocation, get method name you are getting, correct?
Yeah.
After that, how many arguments is there as part of your method name? It's an array, right? You can able to add no arguments or one argument, two or n number of arguments, correct?
Yeah.
So that is an array. But right now in our example, there is no argument. So that what you are getting empty array.
Yeah.
So what you want to track? So this is your main method. So what? So, so in this case, we are not calling the main method, the print URL at all directly. So we are using a proceed kind of interface. So that will call your main method. So
Okay.
this is your main method invocation. And before the main method, what you want to do? And after the main method, what you want to do? If exception occurred here, you'll go to the exception box and it will track it here.
Yeah.
And this is clear, right? So now what we have to do, we have to register so this class in your spring context.xml. So you have to register your hijack around method. You have to register this class around class. You have to register here, and there is a spring related bean is available here. See proxy factory bean. So there is one interface is there. This is from spring, and this is having the customer service proxy, and target is customer service. So what is this customer service? Our first main service,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah.
and we are using some interceptor name. So how we are calling this one? Around method. So this is the one basically. So basically here, right? So the main service, this is our main service, correct? Customer service, correct?
Yeah.
So this customer service you have to access through proxy. So this is your proxy, customer service proxy. If you see here in your app, right? So how you are getting your bean? You are not calling directly customer service. You are calling customer service proxy.
Right.
So basically, what it mean? So this is your customer service
Yeah.
author, and this is some other proxy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this proxy will call customer service, and app will call proxy.
Proxy. Right.
Correct. So
Yeah.
the app is directly, it is not calling customer service, it is calling proxy. Proxy will call.
Customer service.
So why you are doing this? I mean this. I mean what is it? This exercise and all. So before calling the customer service, we want to add some information, and after the call, we want to add some information. So to
Yeah.
add this life cycle, we are calling your main service through proxy.
Okay.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
what we are not directly calling customer service. We are calling customer service proxy, and we are getting customer service object.
Yeah.
So that we are registering here. So this is around method. So that also we have to register here, and customer service also we have to register here. So and I told you, right, what is target? The target is customer service object.
Okay.
So we are getting the customer service proxy, and we are hitting customer service indirectly.
Yeah.
So this is clear, right?
Yeah.
Just you have to practice it and you run it couple of times so that you will be clear for you. So here I will not be setting any, there is no need to add any jars. Just what you have to do, you have to include your pom.xml. It will download all the dependencies.
Okay.
So this is the main advantage of Maven. If you want to if you want to create the jar, run as Maven install. So what it will do, it will remove all the generated .class files or .class files or whatever it is available, and it will recompile it and it will recreate a new jar. Also it will execute the JUnits. See that, did you see that jar is created, correct?
Yeah.
So if you, now what I will do, now jar is there, right? Now what I will do, I will again reinstall. So what it will do, it will remove the jar. Now you see the jar will be removed and recreated again. But you are not able to see it, but it will happen basically backend side. So if you want to remove the, if you want to clean the thing, run as, you will see there is one command, maven clean.
Yeah.
Just execute it. What it will remove all the existing dark class files jars.
Yeah.
Delete it. Under target, did you see any jars now? Did you see any dark class files?
No.
Now whenever you are doing maven install, again it will generate all the dark class files and JUnits, and it will create final maven install.
Yeah.
So this is the life cycle. This is the advantage basically. See the steps. See, it's compiling 6 resource. After that, it is executing JUnits. There is one JUnit is there. It ran one and there is no failures. Everything is success. After that, it is creating jar. Correct?
Yeah.
See here, it is compiling the resources. There is 6 Java files is there. First, it will create, it will compile all main Java classes. After that, it will create test resources.
Okay.
So that is the life cycle.
Yeah.
And if you want to skip anything, let's suppose I will tell you some other information. Just right click,
Yeah.
run. First, let me clean everything. So how to clean? Run Maven clean.
Yeah.
So now everything will be deleted. Just refresh it so that you will not see anything. So everything is got deleted. Now what I want to do, I want to build only my main class Java files, main Java files. So how to do that one? Just right click, run as Maven build with 3 dots. Okay,
Yeah.
click it here. What you want to do? I want to build, 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 run it. There is some problem in my local. It's not working. Okay, let me build it again one more time. Maven install. So whenever you are doing, just you can do Maven install. It will compile all the classes and it will execute the JUnits and it will create the jar.
Yeah.
Compiled, JUnits are executed and jar is created. Jar is created. See, test means it's executing the JUnits and it will print the results also. See there,
Yeah.
it will print the results. Also, it will generate the report in your project also. If you want to see the report, see there. So these are the dart class files and these are the Java files and this is the test classes, and you will see here sur file report. Just open it
Yeah.
here and you will see how many test cases it ran.
One.
One test cases. And how many
Mm,
failures happened? No failures.
more failures.
If it got failed, it will display count here 1,
Yeah.
so that you can ensure when the jar was created, no tests are failed. These are the tests are failed, something like that.
Yeah.
So this is the advantage of this Maven tool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what I will do, I will upload this video and have a look, and if you have any questions, we will discuss again back. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
fine.
you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.